Hello my friend, this is Amner Hunter from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you on this video. This time around I want to share with you and check out 3 new free VSTs and also check out a couple of deals that are going on at the moment in light of Black Friday and Cyber Week that are still available for a limited time. The first freebie on the list, it's the new Wah Wah Pedal VST by Nembrini Audio. The next freebie is the latest version of this awesome reverb plugin by Valhalla, the Supermassive. The last freebie on the list, it's the new virtual instrument by Audiolatry. This is the Cosmic Space Pads and Textures. The first paid plugin, or plugins I should say, in this video, it's the Izotope Holiday Bundle, available for a whopping price of $49. This is like 92% off, $655 normally. This holiday bundle includes 5 plugins: the Ozone elements, the Neutron 4 elements, the Izotope Audiolens, the Insight, and the Stratus reverb. This promotion is available also at ADSR. And the last paid plugin of this list that has a huge sale at the moment, it's the SSL native FlexVerb for $29.99, like 89–90% off, I believe. As usual, I will leave you all of the applicable and downloadable links in the video description and first comment, and I also leave you timestamps in case you want to move around between the mini segments of the video. Before we go to the content, I'd like to invite you quickly to my website, amnerhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies for you. You can get some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players about music productivity in your home studio, about how to make more music in less time, and about mixing with free plugins as well. Additionally, I have some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, a drum sample pack for rock and metal, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out the blog and this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. So now let's get straight into the video. The first free plugin we're checking out here, it's the new Wah Wah Pedal by Nembrini Audio. This one is very simple. It only has one control. With this, you can move the wah up or down. Yeah, very simple. You can automate the movements, or maybe if you have a MIDI pedal or something that you can hook up to your interface, that's a bit more complicated. But anyway, since I don't have that, I'm just gonna use this manually. Yeah, let's give it a try on this guitar solo. The next freebie on the list, it's the new version 2.5 of this awesome and very famous reverb plugin by Valhalla Audio. This is the Valhalla Supermassive. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, free reverb plugin out there. It combines reverb and delay, and it has a very interesting algorithms. All of this are great algorithms that will give you different colorations, different types of tones of reverb and delay, and different combinations. The latest update has the Scorpio and Libra. These are the new updates, new algorithms. It has the usual controls and a reverb or delay plugin such as mix, width for the stereo, or make it more mono, like in the center at 0%. Then you have the delay time that you can use in milliseconds, or you can also use them as notes or dotted. The warp adjusts the delay lengths. Very useful that if you go to any specific control, it will explain right here what it's doing, right? The feedback density, the modulation, the rate, and the depth of the modulation. Then you have the EQ control, a high pass and low pass filter, very useful. I like to cut the lows and the highs a bit. And you have some very cool presets to choose from for different applications, such as echoes, modulations, such as flanging, chorusing, things like that, and some different types of reverbs from small to large and massive. I'm gonna test the different algorithms and of course test the new ones. Let's check it out.
a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise. Baby, there's a lot to let it go. I'm related. Try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise. And maybe I should try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise. And baby, there's a lot to let it go.
The next freebie on the list is the new instrument by the company Audiolatry, company that makes incredible instruments for pads, synthesizer, textures, ambiances, and this is no exception. This one is called Cosmic, and it's exactly that. It's a huge ambient sound of, like, you know, you can hear like the universe or something. It's very cosmic, very out of this world. Some awesome pads, stuff like that. Here you can add 4 different effects to the already great sounds: reverb, chorus, distortion, and delay as well. You have the usual controls: attack, decay, sustain, and release, the low frequency oscillator and stuff, and the cutoff frequency. For the low or high pass filter, you can choose it here. You have incredible presets here to choose from that are ready to go. Let's test some of these amazing sounds. Then we move on with a huge bundle of Izotope that it's currently available at Plugin Boutique for a limited time. You are gonna get 5 plugins actually in this $49 bundle. These plugins combined costs around $600 and something, so it's like a 92% off. First, Ozone Elements. This is the Ozone Advanced plugin that I have, but this is the module that you get in the Ozone Elements, all right? You are gonna be able to use the internal artificial intelligence of this plugin to be able to capture and to enhance your mix, right? Ozone Elements is built more for mastering, but you can use it in other purposes as well. You can choose the different genres here, and Ozone will match those standards supposedly, but you have control over that here. Here you're gonna have a control, for instance, on the EQ, more dark or more bright with this EQ. The thing that you see here in blue, it's supposedly the desired EQ curve for that particular genre. You have also the stabilizer function that adds like dynamic EQ and fix some frequency issues that the artificial intelligence can find, very much like the Soothe or the Golfos plugin. You can solo each frequency. You're gonna have also an enhancer for the stereo, so you can expand a little bit the stereo without adding phase issues. I recommend you caution with this control. Do not overdo it. Just a little bit goes a long way. And you have the dynamics match and the limiting right here with the maximizer, right? So the impact will be like the compression, the punch. Also use it carefully in mastering, of course. Do not overuse it. And this is the maximizer or the limiter that will increase the loudness. And you have the option to optimize it for streaming or for any other player. But for streaming, for instance, it will set the levels accordingly to what the streaming services ask for. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna play the song. I'm gonna hit relearn, and the artificial intelligence of the plugin will analyze the mix and then act accordingly. Next up, we have the Neutron elements for this plugin. It's similar to the other one, but this one is focused more for mixing purposes on the individual instruments. You have drums, you have orchestral, pianos, vocals. And this plugin, you're going to be able also to tone match. You have some other controls to add to the mix, such as punch. You have control over the attack and sustain, and also the distortion, such as tube, saturation, tape, retro, warm, or the distortion such as clipping, scratch, scream, or overdrive, right? You have a width control as well for stereo expansion, stereo enhancing. This plugin allows you to analyze the audio and it will give you a signal chain that might work for your audio, but of course you will have control over some of the individual parts of this signal chain. Let's take a listen. Also, another plugin that you're gonna get on this bundle, it's the Insight, that will give you tons of information about your mix or master. It will give you the LUFS, the true peak. It will give you also the dynamic range, stereo expansion, and these different modules. You have here the sound field, how it's distributed, the history, intelligibility as well, the spectrum and spectrogram image of your mix, and also the loudness, of course, and the target. Here are the different measures, the different standards. For instance, I'm gonna play the song and we're gonna be able to measure all of this. The other plugin included in this bundle, it's the Stratus by Exponential Audio in partnership with Izotope. This is a reverb plugin with a ton of reverb sounds, right? From small to large rooms, hall, plate, reverbs, dynamic, vintage, all of these presets. And you have a ton of parameters to change them. For instance, you have here a filter. You choose here the different curve, high pass, for instance. The usual controls in a reverb, like mix, reverb size, EQ on the reverb as well, the tempo, of course, the reverb time, and the width, and some other advanced stuff, early reflections, reverb attack, warp, things like that. Let's check out this reverb sounds.
Maybe I should try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise. I'm related. Maybe I should try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise. Maybe I should try a little more. Maybe I should try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise.
The other plugin that comes in the package that I don't have at the moment, it's the Audiolens, which will provide you with the EQ curve of a mix, and you can compare it with your mix, and you can use Izotope Ozone elements and Neutron 4 elements to be able to find that EQ curve here to compare it, and the plugin will match that EQ curve. Here you're gonna find also Neutron 4 elements, the name of the EQ curve that you set on Audiolens. If you want more information about that plugin, I actually released a video where I talk about that plugin and test it. I'm gonna leave the link around here. So these 5 plugins are included in this $49 bundle. Amazing stuff. The last paid plugin on this list that it's in a huge sale due to the Cyber Week or Black Friday, it's the FlexVerb by Solid State Logic. A very cool reverb plugin, but unlike other reverbs, this one has a function that makes it stand out from the rest, and I'm gonna talk about it here. First, you have the reverb controls for the type of rooms, such as room, hall, plate, chamber. You can use different types of reverb for the early reflections or for the reverb tail. Also, you can link them and use the same reverb for both. You have a pre-delay, diffusion, the size of the room, the reverb time in milliseconds and seconds, and the modulation, the rate and depth. Right here you have an equalizer that will boost or cut different frequencies in the reverb. Of course, very useful to have equalizers on the reverbs. Here you have the different crossovers. You can move them like this, or you can also move them like this with the controls that you have here at the bottom, like in a normal parametric equalizer. But the thing that makes this plugin stand out from the rest, it's the compressor. This is not a usual compressor of the reverb. It's a sidechain compressor, so the compressor will be triggered by the dry signal. For instance, it's very useful and highly used in vocals, in modern vocal productions, where when the vocalist is singing, the reverb, it's not getting in the way of the signal. When the vocal gets quiet, the reverb then will enter. You can do that manually, of course, with automation, but with this control, you are gonna allow the reverb to work only when the dry signal it's not in the way of the wet signal. You have a compressor ratio here, fast, medium, slow, and with the threshold control, you're gonna see here the gain reduction. You have a dry, wet control and an input and output, of course. Let's take a listen.
Maybe I should try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise. And baby, there's a lot to let it go. I'm related. And maybe I should try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise. And baby, there's a lot to let it go. I'm related. And maybe I should try a little more. You'll not believe in my new disguise.
Please let me know down below in the comment section, my friends, what are your thoughts on these freebies? What are your thoughts on this paid plugins, the promotions? Do you have a favorite? Are you looking forward to try one of these? I will be very interested to know your honest opinions. And before we go, let me invite you one last time to my website, amnorhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies for you. You can get some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players. Also some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, a drum sample pack for rock and metal sound, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out the blog and this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it very much. I will see you very soon in the next one. All right, take care.